Welcome. There is a shocking incident that is Vedanta mining conflict in Odisha. So shocking reports are being circulated on social media that the punishment was given to the tribal protesters to clean toilets of the police station. That was the reports are being circulated in social media. If you look into the background of this actual case, what happened? Vedanta has been, they're trying to mine bauxite actually in tribal regions. There are two regions mainly they were reportedly trying to mine the bauxite: Niyamgiri Hills and Sijmali Hills. Niyamgiri Hills is earlier case. Now it is latest case is this Sijmali Hills. So the Vedanta mining, they tried to do bauxite mining. Incidentally, these two places are actually Adivasis places. The place called Dongriya Kond communities, like Adivasi communities, they were living there. Remember, if Adivasis, they are living in a specific place, that means there is a nearby a water pond. Otherwise, there should be habitation, right? It should be livelihood, suitable for livelihood. Only those places Adivasis will be there. So that means there should be a water pond, maybe a small canal, or maybe some spring might be there. And there may be at least some plain place where they can build their houses, right? Those places only these people will go and do mining there, because they'll get the water there, they'll get plain place there. They will trouble the Adivasis. All these mining companies, they'll trouble Adivasis because the water facilities and will be there, and they might have cleaned the entire place there, Adivasis. So the same thing happened here. The tribals were protesting against this Vedanta mining project of mining bauxite. They were alleging that it threatens forest, water and livelihood of tribals. And moreover, those hills they are considering as sacred hills for tribals. They're talking about and they are also alleging about the fake consent and Gram Sabha approvals were forged. They did not do any Gram Sabha, but it was forged by Vedanta group. That was the allegation actually in the court. So what happened recently, Sijmali mining project, same way like they were, protesting against this project. Tribals protested, road construction there, and also mining activities they tried to stop. There were clashes with police. Protests led to clash with police, few injuries, and there were arrests also there. Villagers alleged that forced entry by police, and they alleged lack of proper consent and suppression of the protest. That is the allegations against police they made. Here, what happened suddenly, these people were produced in the court. These people were produced in the court before first magistrate court, their local court in the Odisha. Surprisingly, there are some bail conditions. Bail conditions. If you want to get bail, you should do this regularly. There's a bail conditions. It was given by the court, not by the police department. It was given by the court. While granting the bail, they kept a few conditions. One of the such conditions is that they have to clean toilets of police stations daily. Every day they should come and clean the police station toilets. That is one of the conditions they kept for granting the bail to these Adivasis. So this is actually triggered controversy. Dalits and Adivasi protests, they were arrested during anti-mining projects. They applied for bail, and the court imposed unusual conditions like this cleaning toilets. Why it is controversial? Obviously, it is humiliating punishment to the communities, right? Will they do the same thing to the dominant rich people? Will you ask while granting the bill Will you ask a dominant society to come and clean the toilets of police station daily? You will not do it, right? Then why do you give such conditions to the tribals there in the villages? Caste-based stigma still is there. It's an indication that means these manual works should be done by only these caste people. That's why they might have granted that particular one of the conditions was there in the bail condition. So that means you are targeting all these vulnerable groups. That is, you are fixing that these people will do this work. Why this? This is not done by the police, by the authorities, directly with the court. That's where I think the Supreme Court took it sumoto case. Supreme Court took it as sumoto case and received the, I think it is Supreme Court slammed Odisha local court that how can you give such punishment to these tribals? So that was actually the controversy. Even I was shocked after reading this article. So the bigger legal and there is a tribal rights laws are there. There are many Forest Rights Act. They need Gram Sabha consent. It seems that they forged it according to the released by the tribals. The tribals claim it was violated or manipulated the Gram Sabha consent. Somewhere in 2013, Supreme Court, they ruled that tribals must decide on mining in their sacred lands. They said, especially the sacred land, a temple kind of this one, and they must decide on that. Human rights concerns reports of forced displacement risks are there, environmental damage is there, criminalization of protests are most important there. So this is what we understand. So this case actually given by Judicial Magistrate First Class IMFSC Court, Subdivisional Judicial Magistrate Courts, or any one of these courts might have trial court, lower court bail conditions. It's not constitutional court ruling, but there is some condition. We don't know who is actually the judge, name of the judge. We are unable to find online. Actually, we tried to know who is actually the judge and why that severe punishment for the tribals, where these tribals are. Why do you fix only this kind of punishments to only specific vulnerable groups like Dalits, Adivasis? So this is what actually I'm surprised to see this news after at least let us feel ashamed of reading that first. We are reading when we are feeling ashamed that I don't know how they are giving the judgments like this. Thank you. Namaskar.